Hey guys, this is John, and I am playing Perseus in the 3-minute pool on ICC. Perseus is 21-17. I'll go knight c3 in this position. Looks like they're trying for some sort of setup with e5. I think I'll go g3 against that and just kind of play flexibly. Yeah, and maybe I'm just deciding if I want to commit to e4 or not. I'm going to play sort of creatively with b4. I don't want to commit to e4 because I don't want to block my light square bishop. So they're playing like a pretty flexible setup right now. Let's just go h3 and see if I can back that light square bishop off, or if they'll play bishop h5. Let's see who Perseus is while I have just a second. Mark Ritter. Name sounds familiar. I don't know who this player is, though. Let's go a4 to support the b5 pawn. And I guess knight h4. We'll go after that light square bishop. Because then his e4 pawn might be weak. Like, if I'm able to eliminate the light square bishop, I can take on e4. That should be promising for me. Let's take on d5 first and foremost. If they take with a knight, that doesn't bode well for this pawn. So I'm expecting them to take with a pawn. However, if they take with a pawn, I have g5, don't I? g5 is a very convenient move. Yeah. And then after this knight moves, I can play knight takes d5. Okay, so bishop h5, queen c1 I'm thinking about. Queen b3 is probably just a good move. Yeah, let's go queen b3. So then I attack d5 twice, so once they move this knight, really, you're just going to leave that knight there. I guess they're arguing that this knight is trapped. It's an interesting argument. Okay, but I can take on f6, he takes with the bishop, I take on d5 with the queen. Then I'm attacking the bishop. So let's say they trade queens. I have knight c7 at the end. That checks out. Let's do that. We'll pre-move this. Yeah, because I can take this guy. This is undefended. And he just resigned. So, all right, a little tactical flurry at the end there. Let's go back and have a look. This move order that he played, an early d6, but, keeping flexibility to go into a King's Indian, that's a little bit problematic because, like, if I were to play knight f3 in this position, I can no longer get into certain systems in the King's Indian, like the Samish, for instance. f3 is ruled out. So I know a lot of King's Indian players play an early d6 as a way to try to rule out some lines that white could play. I don't know that there's a lot of drawbacks to doing that, honestly. It's just that knight f6 followed by g6, the conventional move order, is more popular. So I know even some King's Indian players who play d4, d6 if they're comfortable going into a Pirt's defense. So yeah, so I could play e4 and take this back into normal territory. I remember a game I played against, I think it was a guy, a Pavitt, in the Blitz pool. It's in one of my videos if you go search it. But my game against a Pavitt went e4 and then bishop back here. Although I think in that game was a little bit different. I had my pawn on c2, so never mind. But that would be a way for white to just take it into a King's Indian-esque position, although black is not obligated to fianchetto their bishop at all. So e5, I played g3, bishop e7, bishop g2, castle, castle. So this early middle game, was characterized by me not pushing e4, despite that looking like a very obvious move, because I had some hesitation to do that with the bishop now fianchettoed on g2. If I had chosen an e4 setup, I think I would have rather had it on e2 earlier. So I played this creative move, b4. The pawn is undefended here. I mean, there's a chance that he could somehow take advantage of that, but he wasn't able. He played c6, bishop b2, queen c7. Now e3. I think that's just a good move to stabilize the structure. And then knight f8, b5. He could take here, couldn't he? Because I can't take with the knight in view of queen takes c4. So I'd have to take with a pawn, although this is nice. I think I have a pleasant space advantage if he does that. So b5, bishop g4, and then I backed his bishop off because e4 is a threat, so I have to be cautious about how I deal with the pin on my knight on f3. h3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6, a4. Just trying to expand. He played e4. I don't know if that move is all that good. He might not want to play pawn to e4. Maybe a move like knight e6 would be better. Just centralizing. Let's see what the engine has to say about this position. Yeah, knight e6 it likes. Thinks the position's roughly equal. So black has decent counterplay. Just seems like a good way to activate one of his minor pieces. I do have a pretty clear plan of pushing my pawns on the queen side, though, so overall I'm happy about this position. Yeah, you see how the eval jumps after e4. The computer does not like that move at all. So knight h4, d5, take, take. g5, yeah. So e4 was a mistake, but d5 compounded the mistake, is what's happening here. He might just have to lose a pawn, though, because if he can't play d5, then his support for this pawn is probably just minimal. So unfortunately, this line runs into g5 as played. Bishop h5, I moved my queen. Yeah, and here he has to just bite the bullet and move this knight and allow knight takes d5, which is pretty miserable, but it's better than what was played in the game, it seems. Queen d7, g takes f6. Yeah, he takes back and I take here. And the justification for this operation is that if he trades queens and I take with my knight and then he takes on h4, I have knight c7 at the end, which will win the exchange, and white maintains a huge advantage. e4 is still weak, etc. So that would be winning, technically speaking. So he took on h4, but then I get to nab this bishop, and as you can see, it's +7, so he resigned. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this game against FM Perseus, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Blitz game. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.